Way before, travel through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path, and life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm off beat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know life took a hold on. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. No. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for yo. Games we play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. Telling you the truth, it's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. It's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. With much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let them see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it through like for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm aces. Learn and develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition, back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition. I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lack it. While cancer slowing our road, I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, giving something away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm gonna wrestle and fight this final round. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for yo. Can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. Telling you the truth, it's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. I'm gonna share all that I have and give to those in need. So we're gonna win this battle, fight that disease. No one can support you, don't need that's young. We got to be confident. No, I love you.
Cancer is killing, millions and millions of people. Me and my team, along with Sam Watson and his team, we're going to stand together and fight this disease.
I come this way before, travel through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path, and life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm off beat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know life took This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a quick with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games can play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. It's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. But much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let them see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it through like for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This is my personal statement. Running game like I'm A6.
Learn to develop patience,
Determined to be the greatest, yeah. Bobbing and weaving and changing up like a season. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people.
Jabbing the competition, back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition, I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. Or cancer slowing our road. I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common
So
goals.
you gotta give back, give love. Hey, what up, y'all? Hey, JP, Ira JQ, what it do? Nathan, appreciate you, man. Thank you. K-Dub, Keno. What's up, Trey? Birdman, J Gibb, Big Homie Coop, Birdman, Trey, G Brown. Hey, man, Chillborn, the devil is a lie. Hey, Jay Gibson, Adolfo, Cinemar. Cause the devil is a lie, eh? I'm telling you the truth, eh? It's all in what you do, hey. It's the things you gotta do, hey. Woo! What a shot. Oh, he was fouled. Ooh. Hey, I'm gonna sit on me. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. Hey, today is Wednesday. Oh, man. Why did I think today was Thursday? Hey, checks and balances is heating up all across the globe, man. It's going to spread like wildfire on the 19th, dog. I can't wait. I can't wait. You know what I mean? Turn this off. Turn me up. I appreciate y'all coming in here, man. Welcome to the show. All right, we got 2 things, 3 things, whatever y'all want to go. We got some starters for y'all. We got Dave Chapelle. I already know people gonna have an opinion about that. We can talk about that at length or wherever when you guys beam in. I want to talk about this Canelo thing. You guys know I'm not the biggest Canelo fan, but I ain't played the trailer. What the hell am I doing? And you know what I need to do? I need to start playing the trailer when the room fills up too. Anyway, it's trailer time, y'all. What am I doing? I gotta promote the hottest film of the year. You know what I'm saying? Shit. What am I doing?
You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early morning.
Time after time after time, we are watching murderers go free. They hide behind their badges, they hide behind their white privilege, and they use the excuse that they fear for their lives to murder our young people in cold blood.
It's done.
X, my brother.
No. Don't think about it.
All you self-righteous assholes do is march and destroy your own communities. Killing me won't change a goddamn thing.
Why shouldn't you go get it? Wrong one. Why should
You're watching.
my bad? Wrong one. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at this, man. I appreciate you guys again coming in here, and we back, man. Juneteenth card looking nice. I know, man. Let's talk about that. How important were we in the barbershop? All these coon ass niggas scared to say Al Haymon. Al Haymon responded. He knew he fucked up last year. But listen, if his fighters don't push up against him, his promoters don't push up against. You know who pushed up against Al Haymon? I did. And what did we get? Results. No, man, let's call a spade, man. Al Haymon knew he fucked up. And the one thing he was supposed to get black, he didn't get black. And that's not asking for too much. You know, Cinco de Mayo got their day, you know, Chris Arreola, and this weekend you got Canelo and all these guys, and they have every right to sell as much beer as possible. You know what I mean? And it started off, you know, in boxing, as you know, beer manufacturer said, hold up, let's make Cinco de Mayo a boxing holiday where we can sell as much beer as possible and give the promoter $1 million and we'll be good. You know, that's pretty much what happened and at the end of it. But for real, if y'all stood with me, give yourself a round of applause, because there was a lot of coon ass niggas afraid to stand up for the truth. Now, I'm never gonna get the credit. Why would they say, you know, the Fred's platform, he did? No, they're not gonna give us the credit. If y'all still with me, y'all get the credit too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all deserve it, because we have some coon niggas in here that said, oh, it's okay if we only have one black fighter and all Latinos and this and that, because representation is not important. But then you vote black, you buy black, you sell black, you live black, you fuck black. You know what I mean? Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, so that's what I'm saying, man. So Al Haymon got it right, man. It's a good card. It's a showcase card for all three fighters. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. There's nothing competitive about that card, but it's a showcase card. And why wouldn't you want blacks to look great on Juneteenth? So don't look for competitive fights. I don't think any of the fights will be competitive, meaning that it's gonna go a couple rounds. You know what I mean? I actually think Jamal is gonna look the worst on the card. You know what I mean? I think Frank Martin is a tremendous fighter on this. I actually think he's a contender now, to be honest with you. And then we got Reese Salim, who I believe was forced to get rid of his belt. He had the JV WBA belt, but I think they forced him to give it up. And that's what it is, man. And so now he's climbing up through the ranks because he thought he had a fight with what's the guy's name? And the good thing is he's fighting after him too. So Reese Salim, hopefully Reese Salim gets a Stevie Fulton fight sometime in October or November. That would be a great Showtime fight in the fall, and we actually deserve it. And yeah, man. So give yourself. We did a tremendous. I'm gonna do a video on it today, tomorrow, sometime. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. We raised hell last June, and my microphone is pretty big, y'all. It's like, it's not the amount of views, it's who watches your videos. And that's and people are so consumed with the views, because I don't really make money. You guys saw it. I don't really make money on this YouTube thing. Maybe $1,000, $2,000 a month. Nothing astronomical that says, hey, Fred makes a living. But if I could, I would. You know, it is a business. But we have made some great strides, man. And now we're seeing the fruits of our labor. We're seeing the fruits of the labor, man. And the fact that you got 3 black fighters in Texas, that's never happened on a PBC card. Earl Spence can't even get 3 black fighters on his card. Put that in perspective. So Al knew he fucked up on that Juneteenth date last year, but Al is not used to getting pushback. Everybody says yes to Al, and everyone is waiting on an Al Haymon phone call. No one will push back against Al Haymon because their livelihood is dependent upon it. You know what I mean? And the same way I would respond to Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, is the same way I respond to Al Haymon, because they take our money without representation, and I'm gonna stand in the gap. You know what I mean, as it pertains to just echoing, using my platform, and I'm not spending thousands of dollars anymore, but I will use my platform to hold these men accountable. You know, and we get responded to on so many different levels. Who do y'all want to pick on for the next 20 days? I guarantee you they'll respond to us. Do you want to? Do you want to? Do you want a case study? You know what I'm saying? But on a look at the who was that? I don't do the most views on this. Who was that guy? The what you call it? What's the guy's name up there? The Vada guy. Not Vada guy, the snack guy. You see how that shit whistled through the community? I was the only guy to say, no, this ain't right. It whistled through the community, and it came went full circle. You know what I mean? So I'm the guy that makes hay. But what I do want to talk about as well is this is a hell of a game. This Phoenix Dallas game, man. These playoff Victor Conte, thank you, dog, is giving us everything we need. But I want to talk about this Canelo thing. And you guys know I don't really love Canelo, but since no one cares about his drug thing, so I'm gonna treat it. I'm not talking to Lincoln. I'm talking to y'all. If I was talking to Lincoln, I would tell Lincoln, this man is a drug cheat. He cheated. This is not how you're supposed to conduct your life. This isn't life. We work hard and we trust our work ethic, and that's the results we deserve. But I'm not talking about character right now, because boxing has no character, right? So has no integrity, because I criticize Canelo, but everyone's offering him $50 million. So why should I criticize Canelo? So anyways, they said Canelo ducked Earl Spence. I think that's the dumbest thing in the whole fucking world. The reason why it's the dumbest shit ever in the whole fucking world is because Canelo, as it stands today, is 18 pounds. It's 47. It's 20. Look, 57, 67. It's 28 pounds bigger than Earl Spence, y'all. Is 28 pounds bigger than Earl Spence. They're 3 weeks apart in their fights. That argument has no validity, man. None whatsoever. There's no way in hell he ducked Earl Spence, y'all. I mean, come on, man. That's just preposterous. And moreover than that, I wanted to make, because every time I see something, I always think of the financials. Like, does this make sense? Does this not make sense? Does this make sense? But we need to break this shit down so we can have a real conversation. Let's see. Where am I? Boxing scene. Let me find it. In the meantime, in between time, let's find it, because I need y'all to do the math. It's just real simple. I'm gonna do a video on this later, but I want you guys to see this. All right, here we go. Because I just want us to have honest conversations, real conversations. Some black people call honest conversations coon conversations, but I just want to have this conversation. Tom Brown offered Canelo 45 for Charlo and 55 for Spence at 164. You're asking Earl Spence to go up 17 pounds, and the man who is the king of boxing, to come down 4 pounds. That's not a genuine offer. You're asking Canelo to come down 4 pounds, who is the ace high. Call it what it is. Al Haymon offered him. He's offering him the entire PBC stable. He's the ace high. He's the cash cow. He's bringing in the most money. You know what I mean? He's basically saying, Rapunzel, let down your beautiful hair. That's basically what PBC is saying to Canelo. Now, 45 for Charlo, right? 55 for Spence. That's $100 million, which is an astonishing amount of money. Wow. But for Errol Spence to go up 17 pounds and to have the option, so that means Al Haymon wanted Errol Spence to fight. Come on, let's have an honest conversation now. He wanted Errol Spence to fight Canelo in September based upon his options. Canelo would have chosen Errol Spence. Ain't no way in hell he would have chose David Benavidez over Errol Spence. Errol Spence would have been a major underdog fighting Ugas at 147 and then moving up to 164. 164, he would have been a major underdog. 3-1, 2.5-1. I mean, it just don't make sense, guys. But you guys are not seeing the big picture. I haven't watched anyone's videos, but I saw the titles come across my timeline, and because I didn't want to convolute their message with mine, so I chose not to watch it before this show. You're telling me a man that fights at 175 in May is afraid of a man that fought at 147 in April? What did Floyd do to Canelo? Oh, you can make 142? I mean, 152? Okay, fights at 152. Take it or leave it. Oh, the fight's at 152? Take it or leave it, Earl. Take it or leave it, Al. He ain't ducking nobody, man. Man, we're so... I know Earl is our favorite fighter. Earl, is Deontay Wilder retired? Earl and Gary Russell are my two favorite fighters, right? Everybody knows that by now, right? As much as I protect them on this motherfucker, right? As best I can, right? But the truth is, I would not advise Errol Spence to fight this motherfucker in September. Fans are saying Canelo ducked Earl, but Al Haymon wanted this man to fight him in September on Mexican Independence Day after he beat, what's the guy's name? Ugas at 147. And the fans are saying, and the story is Canelo ducked. No, the story is Al don't give a fuck about you and your money because you want Crawford. But we're not going to go that route because we have relationships. We want credentials. We don't want to talk about this shit. No, we don't want to talk about this shit. No. That's too dangerous. That's too dangerous. And we can't talk about Clambuterball Canelo because everybody done offered the man $50 million except Bob. But Bob, no, he's the last piece of the puzzle. So he's going to patiently wait and he's going to squeeze Canelo down. That's the Bob Arum way. He did it with everything. That's what he does. That's why he bought into the Tyson Fury sweepstakes, you know? So he knew the real pay-per-view numbers. He's like, hold up. Shit. If I add ESPN to this pay-per-view, we can bring it up about 20%. I want in. I ain't got to do nothing. Part 2 is already made. Hell, I ain't got to do shit. I ain't got to do shit but license the fight. I'm in. That's what Bob Arum did. So the truth is, I'm opening up the phone lines in a second. You know what I mean? The point of the matter is, Al Haymon was willing to ruin Errol Spence's career. Now, the Errol Spence fans will say, oh, well, I'm saying this. If Earl goes up to 164, how the fuck he gonna come back down to 47 and fight Terrence Crawford? That's a $20 million fight for Earl. $25 million fight. It's somewhere more money than I've ever made in one night. I'll just say that. You know, and why would he go back down? So we need to have the conversation where the fact is Al Haymon was willing to sell Errol Spence off to make money, which is nothing wrong with that. He's in the business of making money. That's what he does. I'm not mad at him for that. But fans need to really understand the big story. He fights Charlo because he had a 3-fight deal, right? A 2-fight deal. They offered him a 2-fight deal. One in May, one in September. I'm going to repeat it. One in May, one in September. He would have beat the shit out of Charlo. Charlo was too inactive. He's too inactive. He's too inactive to beat a motherfucking Canelo. And now Errol Spence has inactivity and 20 and 17 pounds going against him. Man, we got to be pragmatic, dog. I mean, just simply say, no, man. Al Haymon would have ruined if Canelo would have signed that contract. That shit would have ruined Errol Spence's career. You saw what happened to Kell Brook against Triple G. Come on, man. We gotta be honest, man. You know what I mean? We can be the biggest Errol Spence fans in the world, which I am. And if Earl said, Fred, man, what should I do? I said, you better not take that fucking money. You better fight 10 times for $7 million, then fight one time for $20 million. That's what's up, Third Eye. That's what I would tell him. Fuck that, because the longer you're in the game, the bigger your name gets. The bigger it can get. Kell Brook ain't been the same. So we would have saw Crawford and Spence like Amir Khan and Kell Brook. That's what we waiting on. You know what I mean? And obviously Errol Spence's dad is the truth. I've only had 3 conversations with him. No words were wasted. He's very direct. I respect the man. I actually got kind of nervous around him. Not nervous as in I'm nervous, but like you know, when a man respects another man, that's kind of how I felt around him. And it's no way. I'm in agreement with you. Errol Spence's dad wouldn't go for that. But Jerry Jones, that pressure with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, and he's fronting the money, and that's tough to say no to when you got Al Haymon and Jerry Jones saying, take the fight, take the fight, take the fight, take the fight. The real conversation is Errol Spence would have had to fight Canelo September of this year. I'm going to repeat that. He would have beat Charlo. He would have beat the brakes off of Charlo, who is a certified 160 pounder, who is, I mean, his frame, I'm not going to even front. His frame is so much bigger than Earl's. I'm talking about like here comes the pause. Here comes the applause platoon. His all right. I don't even know why I feel nervous, because I'm a heterosexual man. So it's just funny, man. But the girth of Jamal. I don't know another word. Like, what's his, like, he's, oh man, what word do I use? Because I'm feeling kind of awkward right now. But you guys know what I'm saying. That's cap, because Earl can beat Canelo. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all are so full of shit. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna respond to y'all in the chat that's disagreeing with me. He will be at a huge disadvantage. Huge disadvantage. Huge. And everybody knows it in their right mind. You know what I mean? What? His frame, right? Yeah, his frame is much bigger than Earl's, right? And his muscle density, there we go. His muscle density is much better than is more than Earl's. Yes, Earl walks around at 164. Canelo walks around at 200 pounds. 200 pounds. They're two different men. They're two different men. All right? They're two different men. You got to understand that. So, the real conversation is, why would Al Haymon want Errol Spence to fight Canelo in September of this year? I found a better word. Muscle density. Muscle density. That's better. It makes no sense. All right, now that we got that out the way, everybody do the math. We offered Canelo 45 for Charlo and 55 for Spence. Y'all saying that's a fucking lot of money. Oh my God. I love Errol Spence. I love him. But I don't know if Earl's frame can hold up to Canelo for 12 rounds. I don't know. He can outbox him, but Canelo's is gonna keep on coming forward, keep on coming forward, keep on coming forward. Matter of fact, I would buy the fight, but you know how you watch the fight, but you keep on changing rooms when you watch the fight. Like, is the round over? What happened? Like, that would be a tough fight for me to watch because Canelo, there will be no testing for that fight. Errol Spence can't demand anything for the fight. There'll be no VADA. He ain't gonna sign the fight till 6 weeks out. So he's gonna be he may be cycling off. Earl will have no power in that fight. No say so. And Earl and Al ain't gonna say shit because he let Pacquiao fight Thurman without testing. He let fight Jamel Charlo without testing. So come on, man. We got to keep it a buck, man. Keep this shit a buck. I want to see Earl fight 10 more times. I don't need no one super mega fight, but here we go. Let's add to the conversation. I'm going to Google this. I had it already pulled up, but earlier. But you know how this goes. You know how this shit goes sometimes. All right. I have it. How much is he getting for the Bivol fight? Okay. As reported by ESPN, who is most cases are reliable. All right. Now you got in mind, right? He getting $55 million for Earl Spence, 45. This is why Tom Brown need to shut the hell up because he's talking out of turn. He's talking out of turn. See, when you talk to dummies, I was a journalist first, and then I was a YouTuber. See, I always check the sources. I don't care. You guys know I don't care to be first. I have no desire to be first. I just want to be right and do it one time. Canelo has reportedly reached an agreement to fight Bivol plus 2 more fights in 2022. I repeat, 2 more fights in 2022 in exchange for $160 million. You divide 160 million by 3. What do you get? 50 what? How many millions is that per fight on average? Come on, y'all. Let's do the math. Y'all put it in the comment section. If you divide 3 into 160, what do you get? 50 what? $53.3 million. He's getting an average of $53.3 million. Why would he fight? Why would he fight Charlo for $45 million? He got 2 free fights. He got Triple G, and he's going to fight John Ryder or somebody in another country. Yeah, I heard about that, Cam. Welcome back, Cameron. Welcome back, man. We missed you, big homie. Welcome back, man. What's up, Cameron? Dimitri, I know. He should have fought injured. That's what the hell he should have did. He should have fought Zach Parker with 1 leg, 1 arm. It don't matter. He should have fought because now he's in purgatory now. Al Haymon ain't got no money to sign him. Like, where's the common sense? You're not going to get me with that narrative. Tom Brown should have shut up because if I'm Earl Spence, I'm like, hold up. You was going to sell me off, Al? For $20 million, you were going to sell me? Oh, that would have been a life. That's the best I can do. No, man. But it would have been hard for Earl to turn down that fight. Not only will he make 20 to 25 million in the ring, he might make $10 million outside the ring. Who's not going to want to walk him out that ring? Walk him out. Who's not going to want to sponsor Earl Spence for that fight? You get what I'm saying? So, man, we got to keep it a buck. He's making $53.3 million a fight on DAZN, and he's fighting one reputable opponent, which is Bivol this Saturday. The other 2 will be huge underdogs against this man. So when Tom Brown is talking, y'all running with the narrative like, oh, yeah, the man is making $53.3 million on average. You know what the average was for PBC? $50 million. I'm going to repeat. His average salary fighting 1 fight and 2 nobodies was $53.3 million per fight. To fight on PBC, $50 million. And it was Triple G and John, or somebody like John Ryder, somebody in that realm. He's going to fight in the UK before the end of the year. It's going to be like when he fought that his sparring partner in Miami, when everybody got private jets and shit and went down there. Now do y'all see the big, this is why niggas fall for the okey doke, the pump fakes, the no look turnover. You know what I mean? It looked good though. It looked good. I remember when I used to be at basketball practice and especially in college, because I wasn't physically strong enough. What's up, Brian? I was good enough. My talent, my skill level was there, but I just wasn't strong enough, man. And I would be no looking and falling, getting up, you know what I mean? So anyways, but they got you with the okey doke, right? Now let's get to the final straw, and then I'll open up the phone lines. Here's the final straw. If he's getting an average of $53.3 million per fight to fight Charlo and Spence, I mean, he's getting $50 million on average to fight Charlo and Spence. And he's getting 53.3 to fight one fight, which is this weekend, and two guys who have no chance. Here's what we should be at. Here's the second question we should be asking. What's up, T Bonafide? Why would Canelo take $55 million for an Errol Spence fight? Why? Why would he take $55 million? I'm smarter than that. Wait a minute. I'm getting 53.3 to fight Triple G and John Ryder. I don't know who the third fight is going to be, but you got to give me 3 fights before the end of 2022. I want 3 camps. And you're going to, hey, happy 4th to everybody. So you're going to give me, why would I take $55 million to fight this guy, and I'm going to make $53 million to fight Triple G? Ain't no ducking going on. Ain't no way in hell Canelo is afraid of Errol Spence. Ain't no way on God's green earth. That is made, man, listen. Do you think Deontay Wilder's afraid of me? Okay, now let's go. Who's a 135 pounder? Do you think Devin Haney is afraid of me? Hell no. Do you think Shakur Stevenson is afraid of me? Hell no. Come on, y'all. All right. He didn't turn down a legacy fight. Jamal Charlo is not a legacy fight. What are y'all talking about? Jamal is not a legacy fight. Stop it, y'all. Y'all so retarded. Jamal Charlo is a legacy fight. Come on, y'all. Now let's be honest. Jamal Charlo is a much better fight than Triple G, but Jamal Charlo is not a legacy fight. Jamal Charlo doesn't have a legacy. It's a lot of unknown variables that some people think that Jamal Charlo is a lion. He turned down the better competition. Yes. He turned down the better competition. I would agree. Much better competition on paper, because Errol Spence is coming up 17 pounds. But here's the catch. See, this is a whole nother thing too. Here's what you got to say. Oh yeah, Canelo he got Dolce & Gabbana, he got the beer company. Just think how many sponsors he has just from Mexico that we don't know about. How many car dealerships, how many taco shops, how many appearances he makes. Man, Canelo is making ever. So it's a legacy fight for Charlo. Yeah, it's a legacy fight for Charlo. I would agree. Shit, and you guys are right. The competition is on the PBC side. If you say Fred, from a fan's perspective, Yeah, hell yeah. I want the PBC. Hell, fuck yeah. In a heartbeat. As a fan, he got Hennessy too. Yeah. He making so much money. You know what I mean? Every car he drive is a sponsorship at this point. You know what I'm saying? So let's he ain't ducking. Man, listen. PBC don't have enough. See, at the this is God. You guys got to understand something. PBC doesn't have enough money for Canelo right now. That's what y'all should be saying. But y'all running with this narrative. How the fuck is he ducking Spence? Come on, man. I know Spence is our favorite fighter. He is. He's him and Gary Russell, my two favorite fighters right now. Wilder said he's 75% out or something like that. What he say in that podcast? 75%. I don't know what he gonna do. But if he's 75% out, I don't want to see Wilder in the ring till he's 100% ready. You know what I mean? So, and I don't want to see a lesser version of Wilder. Wilder has more money than the tea in China. You come back, you make a run to be the greatest. Be the greatest. To be the greatest. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because as a heavyweight, the amount it's just too much, man. The amount of pressure, the amount of punching. Oh man, that's why a lot of heavyweights stutter. 8 out of 10 heavyweights that you talk to has a level of stutterance in it. I don't know if that's a word, but they stutter. Whether it's 1% stutter, 50% stutter, and so on and so forth. Because they should be fighting with 12-ounce gloves, dog. Them 10-ounce gloves are way too small. Hey, you got to see Wilder. You got to go to a fight, to a heavyweight fight, and look at these man hands and look at these gloves. Look at these gloves on these heavyweights. They should be 12-ounce gloves, man. Just for the brain. Just strictly for the brain, man. You got to see Wilder with gloves on. These gloves look this big. You know that glove that's your keychain? That's what they look like, man. You know, man, Wilder. I bet they got to do so much to put those gloves on Wilder, man. You know what I mean? It's but yeah. That's why I said Tom Brown said too fucking much. He was a dummy for saying that shit. How the hell you gonna brag about offering them less money than the person who's offering it, than your competitor? You offered less money. Oh, let's open up these phones. I talked for too long. I'm sorry. Yeah, man. The phone lines are officially open, and I'm glad he didn't take that fight. I wouldn't want to see that fight. I don't want to see. Hey, Miss T, what's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Hey, Fred. I'm good. How you been?
Thank you for asking. I'm well.
Fred, I be watching. I know I be tired as hell when I get off. I be all over the place. I still watch you, bro. Fred, the question I have. I wouldn't go with the duck narrative. I don't know who's doing that. But I mean, people can ask that question. It's a relevant question. But my question is, what happened to the plan? What happened to Errol Spence plan?
But that's exactly, man. They play us. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Anyways, don't get me started because I talked about it earlier for a second. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Because in my opinion, Errol Spence and the PBC, they've been purposely avoiding Terrence Crawford. I don't care what nobody say. I'm officially on board with that. But they, during the Amir Khan week that he fought Kell Brooks, Earl has supported himself well, and Terrence and even Ugas, and just the way they was talking, and then what they say they're gonna do, because we want them to do their business behind closed doors, tell us afterwards, because we as fans get all caught up in it, and that's why the controversy between them two is real big, people calling people out their names and shit, you know, and just being like, you know, uncordial to each other, you know, like it's just crazy, you know, how the hypocrisy go. But, you know, everybody got their opinion. They should be able to say it without reprisal, like without somebody just going off and getting mad and this, that, and the other. But in my opinion, Earl Spence was the duck between Terrence and him. He had 3 plans, according to me. You know, first it was go get the Jeff Horn belt. Then we could work something out. When he get the belt, remember when they met up in the back, he said, why don't I clean out my side of the street? Take the easy route. So you mean to tell me, and I get it, I do get it, I ain't oblivious to this. Anytime with Canelo, that's like the sweepstakes. You'll be a fool to turn it down. But I mean, this man, everything he say, his fans ride on that, and they ride hard. And they advocate, they embellish, they make more of whatever he's saying. And it lies the controversy in the back and forth. You know, I guess, I don't want to say bad blood, but like just the back and forth banter between the 2 camps and their fans. But what happened to the plan? That's all I would say. Your plan was to fight Terrence. So you mean to tell me you're going to go try to fight Canelo, or you're willing to do it, but what about Terrence? What about cleaning up 147? You spent the bulk of your career, because it ain't like he got another 15 or 12 years in boxing left. He ain't no spring chicken neither. So you're going to forego that to go chase Canelo, and Canelo gets nothing for fighting you. Between them 2, Canelo is the big fish. And I'm not a Canelo fan. But between Earl and Canelo, Canelo's the big fish. Earl Spence is small potatoes. So why not get your undisputed? You've been in the weight division forever and a day. Get undisputed. But what happened to the plan? That's the question I will ask.
Yeah. You can go both sides of Miss T, depending on your perspective, because you also got to keep in mind, Terrence says, I'm already a Hall of Famer. I don't need to fight. You know, I'm past the fight. I'm this, I'm that. So you can go both sides with it. I hang my hat. Here's where I believe. I don't know if you'd have to ask Earl Spence, and he's going to get asked these questions about Canelo now that Tom Brown said way fucking too much. He's just so stupid because he has an intelligent man like me, an intelligent woman like you, who can just decipher through the bullshit. He thought he was embarrassing Canelo this week, but he looks like an absolute dummy because it's not enough money. But anyways, I'll say this. I don't know if Earl said yes to this fight. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to understand that. I don't know. You have to ask Earl, did Al Haymon approach you with the fight? Because this may be an Al Haymon plan. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. So what I would say is this. If Al Haymon is in charge, which Earl Spence says he's never leaving Al Haymon, so they have a working relationship. Earl Spence will have to say, no, Al, I want Crawford.
So I got another question then.
Yes.
Do you think the PBC, because apparently Al has his agenda, and it is to make money. Can't nobody fault him for that, but his approach might be not conducive for the boxing realm. I personally don't think running a boxing, entity like you do a hedge fund is beneficial to nobody but the people who put the money in and trying to make the money.
Right.
It ain't trickles down to the fighter and the people who really put the hard work in. That's just my opinion.
Right.
It's just apples and oranges.
Right.
So do you think that Al Haymon or the PBC at large talk to their fighters, i.e. Earl Spence, about their agendas?
No. And I know this specifically because they will tell a fighter, get ready, you're fighting. They have no idea who they're fighting. They don't have a date. And now in 2022, I've had between November and present day, I've had 4 fighters or representation from their fighters be like, I ain't even get no camp money. They not even giving camp money now. So the reason I say this, PBC, you don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know who you're fighting. You don't know your date. Not unless you're Earl Spence, because you got to lock in for the pay-per-view, because you got too many entities involved in the fight. You got the pay-per-view, you got an external, like you don't have a typical stadium that you're fighting in, and so unless you're Fundora, right? So the point I'm making is no one at PBC knows the exact date they're fighting until like 6 weeks out, 7 weeks out. For real. I swear before God. You can call any fighter right now. If you're a fighter on PBC right now, text me and tell me. Text me. If you're watching the show, text me. I guarantee, well, it wouldn't matter because I can lie and say they text me because I'm not going to mention their name. But if you guys want to call in, feel free to, but they have no clue. Darwin Price, he just said his fight got canceled. I mean, it's just insane. Like, it's the young brother got taken off a Tank's card. What's the young brother's name? Little Africa. What's his name?
I don't know his name.
And that's Tank's brother, man. He got taken off a Tank's card because he talked too much. He was a Haitian Olympian. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
The dark-skinned brother that's talented at 140.
So Fred, so you think like the talking points or the spin that PBC have done as of recent times, the one that that they had raised my eyebrow is still gonna be Tim Smith's interview. Mm-hmm. So what that feel to me was big, because before that interview, I was sitting here like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Is it them? Is it him? Is it? I'm teeter-tottering.
Oh. Boom! You hit the nail on the fucking head. See, thank you, Miss T. Check this out. It's all making sense now. They were negotiating. Mm-hmm. They were negotiating, minimizing Crawford. They were negotiating at the exact time and to get the court of public opinion. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they wanted the Canelo fight. There it is. So Al Haymon told Tim Smith to come out and say this. And Tim Smith said, do. Okay. You know what I mean? And he said
what that reveals to me, Fred, is that in the past, present, and future, they ain't had no intentions. I'm talking PBC for sure. And I keep asking this question. And I doubt if I get the answer, but I will keep asking it. Do y'all think that PBC, if that's how they feel, if that's the guys who's putting up your money, do y'all think they let Earl Spence walk around not in the dark, not knowing that they have no intentions of making a fight with him and Terrence Crawford? Because if that's the case, that's fucked up. And so Earl Spence going around talking out the side of his neck, Bud talking out the side of his neck, but both of them is really in the dark. Never mind what Bud had going on with Bob, just talking about from PBC in, because Earl is not his own boss, because PBC put up his money, period, full stop, period. And I say that about anybody that ain't against Earl. That's about anybody. You can't be claiming you the boss, man. Like Fred, when you did your videos, who you call for money? You put up your money, right?
Tyra better call Frederick.
Exactly.
Call Hawthorne. There you go.
So, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a hit against Earl. Earl doing good business. Devin did good business, for themselves better than most people, but they ain't no boss. So if your boss without you not knowing, is never going to let you get that fight with Terrence. But you walking around like it's a possibility. You telling your friends, hey, I'm going to clean up my side of the street. Why not take the easy route? All this bull crap. They running with stories and narratives, bigging you up. Now this big-ass controversy and build up. That fight is going to be huge. It is definitely a moneymaker. But you walking around in the dark. Or do Errol Spence know all along
And
PBC's intention?
and
That is
yeah,
a valid question.
no, you're right. And his name was Richardson. And I'm gonna say this just from me knowing how PBC runs their business, not to protect Earl or anything like that. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what the fuck is. Ask any fighter, when you fighting. Well, I'm scheduled to fight here. I'm scheduled. Ask any. There's gonna be a lot of PBC fighters at the fight. When you get in the ring, I guarantee you, it's always 3 months after they get in the ring.
But
Guarantee
who's
it.
their biggest fighter, Fred? Who's the biggest fighter at PBC locked in? Isn't that Earl?
Say it again.
Fred?
Say it again, please.
Who's the biggest fighter at PBC that's locked in? I ain't talking about that one-off they did with Canelo.
Oh yeah, Earl would be their most profitable
that's
fighter.
Like that?
Yeah,
Like that?
yeah. I'm with you. I'm in agreement with you. I'm in 100% in agreement with you as it pertains to that. But I'm willing to go 60-40. 60-40. What the hell is this on my desk? I'm willing 60-40 that Earl didn't know. Just because that's how PBC does business. No lie.
I would answer to that question. But in the end of the day, if they let him walk around in the dark while he talking his shit and swallowing spit, they did him a disservice. That is fucked up to do. And you can find money for Canelo, but you can't pay your biggest star, Earl Spence, 2 digits in the millions, like 10 million and up. Only time you can find that is when you ready to link him up with Canelo. I think from my understanding, Earl was willing to do it, but I think Canelo is the one who probably turned it down. I don't call it a duck on either side because to Canelo is a big fish. Earl is a guppy. I mean, it is what it is. Canelo gets guaranteed $40 million paychecks or above. Canelo is on some real shit, real deal Holyfield shit, strap season. Because 100 years from now, when all of us are gone, even Canelo, the picture that will be painted is, damn, this dude was undisputed at 168, 175, and then they talking about him trying to fight Usyk and at cruiserweight. Then he gonna look like I don't know, the most awesome fighter in the world. They gonna forget about Julio, Cesar Chavez. They gonna forget about his ass. It's gonna be like Canelo, because he's gaining accolades and achievements. Documentation, these conversation, Fred. That's all I had.
I appreciate you. And I'm going to lean on who Earl's been consistently. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to lean on that. Same thing I would do with Wilder, the same thing I would do with any of these fights. If they're habitual liars, then I would say I don't believe them. But Earl's been pretty consistent in his tone and delivery in his interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy the output of his energy in the interviews has been pretty consistent. So I'm gonna lean on. Huh?
He got 3 plans though. I've counted 3 plans in the past 4 years.
Yeah, and Crawford did too though. Crawford said, "I'm a Hall of Famer. I don't need to fight." And then he goes and swims in the ocean and says, "I'm looking for the big fish." And then he says, "I don't need to fight. I'm past that fight." So it's the same thing. Same thing.
I don't know.
He said that multiple times. I don't need Spence. Spence need me.
So between them two, you think Earl gonna beat him? You don't think that Shakur Stevens and Oscar Valdez is semi a prototype of what's gonna happen? Because when you take a complete fighter, and I don't care how good the other fighter is, I don't take nothing from Earl. I'm a fan of his too. But you take a complete fighter like Crawford with all them tools and things to do, like a Shakur, and put him in there with somebody who's a dog, who's a warrior, like Oscar Valdez. And y'all think that Earl just watched Crawford easy?
Man, I'm being honest, man. Like, I don't see how Crawford beats this man.
Shit, Fred.
I don't
Crawford
see
gonna be easy. You gonna put it on easy?
Okay. I'm with you. Well, I don't see it, man. Like I'll be like, Crawford not active enough. Crawford don't throw 60 punches around.
He effective enough.
He's effective.
He's effective. Earl fight one way. Crawford got many ways to beat you.
Yeah. Like it's man, I don't see it. I don't think his body is. I don't think he has a durability. I don't think no one has a durability at 47 to take Earl with that engine, but that's it.
We'll see. In Earl words, in my Earl voice, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Well, we appreciate you beaming in.
All right. I appreciate you taking my call.
No, that's
everything.
Appreciate
okay.
it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Peace. And you're right. And you're right. I may not see it because I'm so far. I'm an Earl Spence fan, so I can understand how I may not see it. Sure. 3-2. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I'm not I'm just calling it straight down the middle, man. Nah, I'm an Earl Spence fan. What's up?
What up?
What
up, Fred?
How you feel, dog?
What up with you, man?
I'm good.
We talking about this Errol Spence and Crawford thing. Check this out, man.
Okay.
If you got one man that now I just heard that Crawford averaged 30, maybe 30, 35 punches around. Errol averaged 80 to 100 punches around. How you gonna win that fight? How are you gonna? And he ain't missing a lot of punches. How you gonna win that fight? You can't hold him. Because if you grab one arm, he gonna punch with the free arm. He gonna get loose. What are you gonna be able to do? You right. There's no way Crawford gonna be able to win that fight, man. Because when Crawford get hit, he like to fight. He wanna get some get back. That ain't gonna work, man. I just watched the Gamboa fight today, and I was like, I know he don't fight the same, but I was like, there's no way he'll be able to fight him like that. And Gamboa was coming up 2 weight class. I'm just saying, man. I'm gonna win a bankroll on that fight. I'm gonna win a lot of money on that fight.
Yep. You are.
I just think you're right. There's no way he's gonna be able to win that fight, man. He's not.
I don't see it.
What you think?
I just said it. I don't see how Crawford even. I think it's a competitive fight, but man, you ever seen a fish that was dying?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we're gonna be looking at. Crawford gonna be dying in there.
Well, I know he better be able to. He better take some punches from the heavyweights in sparring. His body gonna woof.
Yeah.
He's gonna get hit with some crazy body shots.
Yep. And that's a fact.
I'm just saying, I don't know what his body like, but he better get prepared for that. Because he's gonna get hit hard with that.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never really seen nobody go to his body. So if you ain't used to nobody going to your body, then you got somebody hitting you like hard as Errol hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's different, man. Then it's gonna take your power away later in the fight. If you hit hard and somebody tearing your body up early in the round, you ain't gonna be punching hard later on in that fight. That's about all I want to holler at you about, man. Stay up, Fred.
Appreciate you, dog.
But
calling now. I appreciate y'all calling in. Yeah, man. I don't see it, but what I do see is PBC wanted Earl to go up 17 pounds and tell the cash cow of boxing you got to lose 4 pounds for $55 million, and I'm making $53 million. What's up, man? This shit makes no sense. What's up?
What's up, Fred? What's up?
How you doing? Thank you for asking yourself.
Doing good, Fred. I'm in a great mood because we got a lot of good boxing. NBA playoffs is lit. It's a lot of good matchups coming in our way, man.
Yep.
To talk about this, I gave Al Haymon credit a couple of weeks ago because he's making some really good matchups.
Yeah, he deserves credit.
Like Andrew Reeves and Luis Ortiz. But let's be honest, how much credit should we give him if he has the money, if he has the platform, if he has the fighters? He should be doing this routinely. I mean, let's be honest, if you put Bob and Joe fighting each other, how much money do you think you're going to make off that fight compared to if you just make the Spence versus Crawford fight? And it's common sense, Fred. I've asked you this before in the past. There's common sense, then there's business sense. And they both should come hand in hand when it comes to the PBC. I don't understand Tom Brown. I think he needs to be demoted. Honestly, he's a horrible promoter. He doesn't promote fights. I think Ray Flores will be a better promoter than him.
Right.
Ray Flores is way more personable. He's way more exciting. He's way more entertaining, and he knows how to draw out when he talks about the fights. Like, he knows how to draw it out. Tom Brown don't say shit. He doesn't say anything. Every time when he was helped promoting that Crawford versus Porter fight, he wasn't saying shit. So I'm confused about this. Like, he needs to get demoted. This is horrible PR for Earl Spence, who's riding a high. Now, it doesn't bother me, but for some fans, they're going to feel like this is a cherry pick for Canelo. Like, why are you fighting the little dude? We want to see you fight Benavidez. And for some people, they're calling this Earl Spence ducking Crawford. They saying Earl Spence is ducking Crawford. Like, they're going to say, like, well, how are you going to post all this when you knew that you were possibly going to fight Canelo? But, I don't get this shit. I know you said this PBC is run like a mom and pop shop, and I've heard other people say that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But this is disingenuous. I hope Earl Spence listens to the show.
Right.
I'm not sure he does. I know his friend comes on and hey, matter of fact, now we talking about it. Hey, Jordan, if you're listening, I try to buy that shirt, man. Look, I've been waiting for that shirt. No disrespect to Earl Spence. No disrespect. I'm not, like I said, I'm a big fan. I love fighters to take risks. He takes great risks. I'm not trying to come at him sideways, but hey, man, I'm trying to message you, man, because I'm waiting for that shirt. I want that new shirt, the shark, and it's knocking on the door. I've been waiting for it for a while, man. I don't know what's going on, so I hope to hear back from you. I've been hitting you up on all the devices and stuff. So, but just to get that out the way, yeah, man. Fred, I think Earl Spence just needs to do a one fight deal with PBC, honestly, a fight by fight deal. He's a big star. He is the big fish. He's the enchilada, the big kahuna. I don't understand why these fighters don't just take what Floyd does and make it and kind of like twist the ingredients and do their own cocktail of being a success to themselves and being their own boss. I'll be honest, Earl Spence is not a fucking boss. He's not a boss, Fred. He's an employee. And I love Earl Spence. Terrence Crawford probably has more freedom than Earl Spence. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Earl can sue Al Haymon. Do you think Earl Spence can sue Al Haymon?
Yeah, anybody can be sued. Anybody can be sued.
I never heard of a bunch of fighters have a real good opportunity to sue Al Haymon, but they're not doing it. And they're supposed to get paid a lot of money. I don't understand that shit. Al Haymon is doing a great disservice to this fight. This fight needs all the build up, and we hearing this crap about a 164 catchweight. It pisses me off. I'm very upset. I don't like hearing this shit because all I want to hear about is the build up. Spencer Crawford is doing their fucking job. The people behind them aren't.
Right. Say it again. Say that shit again. They are doing their job.
They're talking it up. I won't be shocked, in my opinion, to see one of them pull up on each other because they're supporting someone. I won't be shocked. We'll probably see them both around each other again very soon, in my opinion. They're doing their fucking jobs, man. And these promoters, these managers, these assistant directors, whoever's behind them, aren't doing their fucking jobs. And I'm tired of this shit. And I think fans, whoever Tom Brown's social media, they need to tell them fuck off, man. Look,
the average salary is $50 million on PBC, and the average salary on DAZN is $53 million. You know what $3 million is? I'm just gonna keep it. $3 million is a lot of fucking money. You know what I
The
mean?
Zone
Like,
is known for overpaying though.
girl,
They paid Mikey Garcia $7 million.
Yeah.
How much did Errol get paid for Lucas?
Mm-hmm.
5.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
5, 4. I doubt. I'm gonna be honest, Fred. I don't think he's getting 7. I don't see him getting 7, which means he's underpaid. He's fucking underpaid.
Oh, Earl is. If he's getting 5, he's underpaid for sure.
But I just want to hear. What do you think about? Like, what is your take, Al Haymon stopping Andy Reid from going over to Triller? I want to know. I never really heard of him doing that shit.
Yeah, he does it. He does it. He does it to all his fighters. He did it to Floyd when Floyd tried to leave him and do those whatchamacallits and
no, good brother. Haymon does right by some of his fighters. He lets Mikey Garcia, he lets Danny Jacobs, those guys do whatever the fuck they want. But his real stars, his guys who bring the money, they don't get freedom. He didn't let Wilder go over to the Zone to fight Anthony Joshua. What would you say?
No, you're right. The fighters can do whatever they want because he's not a promoter, but he talks to them as if he's their promoter. He acts as their promoter and manager. So when you're having a conversation with Al, he's talking to you as if he knows the right way to do things, and he's talking to you from a futuristic perspective, but he also has to protect his business. Now, when Al Haymon is doing business, it's his business. He can do what he wants. I'm telling you, it's not advantageous to the fans or the fighters, you know? So, and if when you at the top of the pyramid, you're going to win. Earl and Deontay and Tank, they're going to win.
So my question is, what is truly Al Haymon? I've heard him.
He's a manager. He's a manager. He's a manager.
Okay, cool. So he's not exactly an advisor. He just has that advisory contract. Okay.
He's a manager. But in the court, he's a manager. On the record, why do y'all, somebody out there, please go do your homework and read these court documents. Do yourself a favor and read these court documents, man. Don't just trust my word. They got some of them on the internet, but you can just go to, it's a lot of y'all that live in LA or in Riverside. Just go down to LA County, type in Al Haymon's name on a computer on 3rd and Hope, whatever that street is, whatever, and print it out. It's right there.
No.
It's nothing crazy.
Now, I know people are calling in. They want me to get off. So before I get off, I want to hear your thing. Is when it comes to dealing with a person like Al Haymon, the best thing to do is what, in your opinion? If you had a fighter in boxing and he comes up, Al Haymon comes to your fighter, what would you do? Fight by fight? Like, I want to hear your opinion on that. Al Haymon sending you an offer.
I don't know where I'm at in my career.
Say you have a fighter that is like an Olympic bronze medalist, for example.
I wouldn't sign with nobody. I would move to San Diego and fight 10 fights in 5 months.
Okay, do your own thing.
Hell yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay, all right. So that's my call. I just wanted to let my grievance out about this shit. I didn't like it. And hear your thoughts more about Al Haymon and how he does things, and just reiterate that more and more. Shout out to all the fighters that taking risks. Oh yeah, Better Be and Joe Smith was just announced. That poster was lit.
That poster. Hey, shout out the Top Rank for taking chances, man. Shout the fuck out for Top Rank, dog. Man, whoever thought of that shit? Yo, I was like, damn. Today I was stuck on that poster like, that shit fly, ain't it?
Yeah, man. It looks like a movie poster, man. Hey, people sleeping on that fight because probably what they look like and because they're not known like that. But I'm telling you, that's a fight. You're going to get your money's worth. You're going to get your time well spent. And if you like blood and guts, that's going to be the fight right there. Better Be versus Joe Smith. Don't count out Joe Smith, man. Look, anything can happen in boxing. We see it. Canelo could get fucking knocked out this weekend. Anything happen. AJ fucking lost to Ruiz. So a lot of people underestimate these B-side fighters. That's my call, Fred. Again, shout out to all the real fighters and taking risks. And fighting the best versus the best, because that's what keeps this sport going.
Right.
And I'm out for it.
Peace, man. And yeah, I'm excited for that, dude. Whoever did that artwork, hey, shout out to Top Rank for that artwork. That artwork is fire. Give them credit. I think all these, whoever is in charge of their needs to be more creative and take risks. Like even that Shakur Stevenson, I didn't like it because I'm not a graffiti guy. You know what I mean? What's up?
What's on the Fred, man? What's going down, man? Appreciate the combo you've been having for the last couple days, man. Rounding this up with the boxing talk here.
Yeah.
Quickly, two things. Yesterday, I'm gonna bring up something. I know it's gonna light it up, but yesterday you were talking about Roe v. Wade. Now I understand your perspective about not wanting to pay for the abortion out of your pocket and out of your tax dollars. But I would also say that me personally, and I know a lot of people feel like this, I just don't want government telling me what I can and can't do, period.
Mm-hmm.
I want freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, it would be more so freedom, because like our tax dollars right now, is it 33 billion? We just sent $33 billion more dollars to Ukraine, and we've already sent them 14 billion. And we didn't vote on that. We had no say so on none of that foolishness. So the government is always going to come in with a blunt force when they come to do things. And here I'm in Florida now, and their abortion bills that they have are just blunt bills. They're like buying a crime bill. You know, you're asking the government to do a social program. They're just gonna fuck it up. There's not gonna be a exception, and they just no abortions, period, never ever, no matter what happens. And you're gonna get a lot of that. So I think me personally, I just don't care that much, be putting that much energy in it. I think it's almost like a trick bag, because what we're trying to do, even if we could get it the way that you said, it's fine, perfect. But that's never going to happen, because these politicians, that's not what they're trying to do. That's not their motivation. It's money. There's a different motivation. It's pretty much how you're saying to me, in my opinion, it would be like what you're saying with Al Haymon. They have a different motivation than you would have as a citizen, whereas Al Haymon has a different motivation than Errol Spence would have as a fighter. So they're going to, ultimately Al Haymon is making a contract. He's making that phone call, not Errol Spence. So that's where I would lie on that. Now, as far as Errol Spence and the situation with the boxers, I think different, Fred. I'm to the point where I think the talk about the contract kind of like, it messes us up as fans, because now you're putting the money before everything. You're pushing too much money into the forefront of this, and we just don't care. It's your responsibility as a contractor when you have a job to make sure that you get paid the correct amount of money. And if you're working with the wrong kind of people that aren't looking out for your best interest, whatever that may be, then that's your problem. It's not my problem to be looking out for your money. You understand what I'm saying, Fred?
I got it.
It's not my issue.
And that's pretty much what I said yesterday. I'm not in agreement with abortion. You can do what you want. I'm going to tell you no, not to do the abortion. But I don't, like you said, I don't want, like, and then Roe versus Wade. I don't know if people know. I found this out today, that she lied. She wasn't raped.
And they attached it to a part of the Constitution that technically they're not supposed to attach it to.
Craziness.
Right?
Crazy.
So that's another issue of it. But I just don't like the same. I would say that people need to have the same venom, the same anger that they had about those masks with government in your life. You want to keep government out of your damn life. I ain't for no damn gun control.
That's like what I said
I'm not
yesterday.
for none of that shit.
That's exactly what I said.
None of that.
That's exactly what I said.
Taxes.
Yeah.
Anything that you can do to keep government out of your life and have control, that's what you ultimately want, because they're going to come in with this blanket thing, and it's not going to fit to what you're trying to do as an individual. It's going to fit to what look at the congressmen and the senators. None of them retire. They be damn near dead and just still kind of trying to come in there because they so close to the money and the power. So obviously it has nothing to do with us. It has absolutely nothing to do with us. So we got to be careful with giving these people this kind of power. And it doesn't have anything to do with, you always said about groups, it doesn't have anything, people get in these groups and they get stuck on these talking points. Because the Democrats are just as crazy as the fucking Republicans. So you can't get caught up in these damn groups. It's hard to talk to people about some of these things because people get in these groups, they get in these talking points and they don't want to hear you. But I digress, Fred. I thank you for your platform, man. I appreciate the whole conversation. As far as these boxers go, like I said, I just think that ignorance it's no excuse for you not to know what's going on in your contract. Did you see that interview that Javante Davis did where they were asking him about the fights and people you fight?
That's a great example. Yeah, that's a great example. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he said he fight whoever they put in front of him.
Exactly.
They asked him, did he ask him? He didn't call for no fight. So now you can't put that on nobody. He ain't calling for no damn fight. So the fighter ain't calling for no fighter to be fought that he really wants. And he's not doing it publicly. He's not doing it privately. Then whose fault is it?
Right.
So, I mean, we got to be careful when we're not seeing stuff and we just insinuate things because we don't really know what these people are doing. Some of these fighters are trying to get paid. And that's what, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. Some of these people don't want it like that. So we got to be careful when we insinuate. I just think ultimately it falls back on the fighters. If they want to fight, they can make the fight. And if they want to fight Canelo and you got a big enough platform, you could call Canelo out his name, talk about his mama, his daddy, whatever. Eventually that pride kick in and he going to want to fight your ass because it ain't about no money at some point. There's a way to get that money. I'm going to say this and I'm going to go ahead and get off. I think at some point we have been manipulated to the point where we don't know enough about business to know how things work. We don't know how to promote things. We don't know enough about business. So we taking like baby steps. Like the things you're talking about, you probably like, your thought pattern is probably like 50 steps away from the little stuff that you share, but you don't have that long of a show to go through all that. You can't go through all that in the show time that you got. So you're not really breaking the situation down. I think we spend far too much time with the gang cultures and music and entertainment and actually trying to figure some stuff out. And some of these fighters, with whatever you're doing, whatever contract you're doing, it's your responsibility to make sure that you make the most money that you're supposed to make. And if you find out somebody's making more money than you or you're grossly underpaid, it's your responsibility to hire somebody or figure that out yourself. And if you can't do that, I don't know what to tell you. It's tough. But that's my call, Fred. I'm going to go ahead and get off, man. Appreciate your show, man.
Appreciate you, dog. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that interview. I didn't watch the full interview, but because it just wasn't, I don't know, the conversation was too flat for me. They were just on the same frequency. But I do want to watch that Cam Newton interview on $1 Million Worth of Game. I really want to watch that one. Dr. Inky, I saw a piece of it when he interviewed me today. The next time I charge the car, I'm gonna watch that interview. That shit look good. That shit look good. Cam Newton is growing, you know, but it took him to get out of the limelight to understand. You know what I'm saying? I wish imagine if these athletes and entertainers talked mature in their prime. You know, like all the former fighters will say, man, Bob Arum ripped me off, man. Don King ripped me off, man. You know, and that's what it is. But they don't do it in their prime when they have the fans on their side. Whew. So I was Googling something. I totally forgot what I was Googling. But feel free to call in, man. You guys want to, and in the meantime, y'all see that, man. Somebody go pre-order. Go pre-order checks and balances. Do that. Do that. Do that one time. One time. And then if you guys want to beam in, there you go. Feel free to beam in. But it's going to be interesting coming down the stretch. But I think there's no way now that this Crawford and Spence fight doesn't happen. So the fans can rest assured that this fight happens. But now we know Al Haymon didn't really want the Crawford fight. He wasn't a fan of that fight. Didn't want it at all. Oh, let me play this for y'all. I saw it on Dr. Boyce Watkins' Instagram today. So y'all have a perspective. I didn't know this till today. Check this out.
Story was a terrible one. She said Jane Rose's story was a terrible one. She said she had been gang raped, gotten pregnant, was desperate to get an abortion. That's what everyone believed, as long as Jane Roe remained anonymous. When she went public, she told a different story.
You were raped while you were in Georgia?
No, I wasn't.
You were not?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, so all those stories that are in the books and so forth are not true?
Yes, sir. Yes.
They're not true.
Right.
And it turned out that lying wasn't the only embarrassment this darling of the pro-choice forces presented. In her personal treatise published last year, Norma McCorvey told the story of her somewhat sordid life. Then she still adamantly supported abortion. Now she adds that to the list of sins she took. Jane Rose's story was a terrible one. She said she had been
Now, y'all looking at that and says, she's a liar. Damn, she's a liar. Now, listen. You see how politics politicize stuff to create wedge? The Democrat says, man, if we can convince these people that they should own their body, they should be in charge of their body after they have sex, after they get pregnant, and we can make this a wedge topic, we got these people. They politicize this. Now, my question is, why can't we have this conversation about it's your body before you lay down? You got so many different contraceptions, so many different ones, man. Like, I don't know why we just sit here and pretend that like it's a choice to have an abortion is also a choice to have unprotected sex. So there you go. You know, it's 602. What it do?
How you doing, Fred?
What's up?
And once again, congratulations on your movie coming out May 19th.
Thank you.
Yes, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I really feel this. It's not about pro-choice or anti-choice. It's all about rights. The government is taking our rights, slowly chipping away one by one. Going back to the COVID-19 vaccination, they're forcing a lot of people. If you don't take this shot, well, we ain't gonna let you in this federal building to go to work. Now, you want to starve or you gonna get shot and go to work. This the government doing this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a slippery slope. And I feel that if Democrats and just a few Republicans don't put in a new bill, when the court come out, it's going to be 6-3. Abortion's over with. Just like you got a daughter, I got a daughter. I don't want nobody infringing on my daughter's rights. I'm pretty sure you a man like me, we will go to hell. We will fight anybody who try to take away our daughter's rights. And quickly changing the subject, I think Al Haymon did another Ponzi scheme to get all that money to feed Canelo, because they was in the red, the ratings was in the tank, and all of a sudden you got 50 million for Canelo for Spence, another 70 million. And I think that he went together, started another hedge fund, and got some money. What you think about that, Fred?
I don't know, but he also got Showtime too, so maybe Showtime is helping him with the money.
Okay. Hey, what up, Cal, man? You guys have a great night.
Appreciate
What's going on, big dog? How you feel, man?
Pretty good.
Big Fred, what's happening?
Hey, what's up? Spencer Dinwiddie's at the free throw line.
Who playing right now? Dallas and Phoenix?
Dallas and Phoenix, yeah.
Who up?
89-83 Phoenix.
Let's go, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Get these niggas up out of here.
Yeah.
They're in Dallas too, right?
No, they're in Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go up 2-0 on these niggas. Hey, listen.
Froze, look at me.
Yeah, so much credit. Like,
oh, there it is. Anyway, a fun fact about Fred. Spencer Dinwiddie mom and dad lives around the corner from me. That's a fun fact. In case anybody cared. No one cares. Did you hear my fun fact?
Nah, man, my fucking internet's fucking up again. You gonna Xfinity?
I said the fun fact is Spencer Dinwiddie mom and dad parents lives around the corner from me. Anyways, continue.
Flex.
No, it's not a flex. He's at the free throw line. It's just a fun fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I had I was to something else, but I can't even say it.
You can't say it? Why? Is your Wi-Fi going to cut off?
No, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, nigga, you know why I can't say it.
Say what?
Shit. Off wax. What we talked about off wax?
I forgot.
June.
Oh yeah, June.
Yeah. I was gonna say something about that, but I can't say nothing about that because, hey, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Hey, man.
I should tell him, but
nah, fuck that, man. Fuck.
It might make people like I already got too many haters out here. Man.
Yeah, man. Hey, and you don't do nothing in the community, Fred.
And I what?
You don't do nothing in the community, and you don't hire nobody. You don't employ people.
Shit, nothing. Not a damn thing. All to myself.
Shit.
Yeah.
Fred, what's going on, man? Talk to me. What's going on?
Everything good, man. I people think that I'm hating on Al Haymon. I'm just making sense of the situation because when you brush off everything and you analyze everything, I'm a numbers guy. So anything that comes to me, I think, how much does it cost? Like, where am I get the money from? How can we afford this? So I'm always computing. And when you compute it, I said, hold up. Tom Brown came out here and said that he offered $45 million for Charlo and $55 million for Earl Spence. Because he's not going to pick David Benavidez. Earl Spence, David Benavidez. More money, lesser weight. He'll be a bigger favorite against Earl Spence, right? So I saw it, and he said that's $100 million for 2 fights, right? So I went. Hey.
Okay.
So I went and looked at the I went and looked at the what the deal? The DAZN deal. The DAZN deal is 3 fights for 160 million. That's an average of $53.3 million a fight. That's an average of $53.3 million a fight. PBC offered 2 fights for an average of $50 million per fight. Now, if I'm getting $53 million to fight Triple G and a nobody, why would I take $55 million, which is $1.7 million more, to fight Earl Spence when that fight does 3 times the business of Triple G, 2 times the business of Triple G, and 3 times the business of a John Ryder? That's what I'm explaining to y'all. This ain't no, and then when you look at it from a fan's perspective, Al Haymon stepped over the Crawford fight because the deal was Charlo in May, Earl Spence or David Benavidez in September. He's not fighting David Benavidez. And that's just the reality of it, man. So Al Haymon does not value the Crawford fight.
So do you think they should have offered Canelo a little bit more?
You got to offer him a lot more. If he's getting $53.3 million to fight John Ryder, whoever that guy's gonna be in a third fight,
it's a business.
You get what I'm saying? So you got to come. So not only did they, in my greatest guesstimation, try to I think ruin Earl Spence's career. If Earl Spence got to go up 17 pounds and you convinced the cash cow to come down 4 pounds, you stupid. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. So the same way Canelo said, I can make 152. Floyd said, oh yeah, you got to make 152 to fight me. And so it's not realistic. That's basically saying, like, we offered you to fight. You know, that's basically saying that, man. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Fred, don't you, I mean, you're an educated man. Don't you think words matter?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, in the context in which the $160 million is offered, it's always listed as up to $160 million. Up to. And in a literal sense, up to is no finality. So if we sitting down and we looking at a business deal, Fred, and I got one deal on one side and it's two fights, $100 million. There's no up to, there's no nothing. It's 2 fights, $100 million, right? And then I got another fight on the other side, another deal on the other side, and it's 3 fights up to $160 million. What I'm going to refer to, just me, Fred, what I'm going to look at next is, okay, up to means variable to me. So if that means variable, I want to look at how you're going to produce the money to me. And if I look and I see that the people that's offering me $100 million deal did a bigger gate with smaller people, and the people that's offering you the up to deal did a lesser gate with a bigger crowd, and this same company I had a $365 million deal with before, and I never saw the contract, and they wanted to change the fighters up on me because the bullshit fights that they was putting on for me before wasn't producing, and they wanted more money on their return that they wasn't getting. Am I emblazoned to go back into business with them because I believe in the business model? That's my question to you, Fred.
I mean, it's real simple.
Has DAZN failed him before?
No, DAZN never failed him. Oscar did. He had a promoter. And
so was DAZN and them entered into business together?
No, it was Oscar. It was, and that's
So
why.
so Golden Boy didn't have a deal with the zone.
You gonna let me answer the question, or you just gonna? You
I'm
ask the
just no, I'm saying Golden Boy didn't have a deal with the zone, Fred. Is that what you're saying?
No, are you gonna let me answer the question?
Go ahead.
Thank you. To answer the last part, Canelo wasn't in charge of his career. Oscar De La Hoya was.
Fred, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I said the company who Canelo was signed to, they did the deal with Dazin. Whatever it was, he did not complete the $365 million deal. He never saw the contract. And Dazin wanted to change it up on him because they weren't getting a return on investment. Now it's listed up to, which means a variable. Ain't nothing solid. Tom say we offer 100 million solid, and we did a bigger gate with lesser people. It's not so clear cut and dry. The up to 160, what does up to consist of? And Dazin has already shown the propensity not to come through. They already changed their model up. It's just like Bud and Terrence Crawford, who been changing up more what they said.
Nah, I think.
And also, and let me just say this, and I'm gonna get out your way and let you do your thing. And also, when it comes to this Earl Duck and Bud, what they was doing was letting him know we got bigger fish to fry. Your whole career has been latched on to this dude. If you want to be a diva and want to go beyond what we willing to offer and what you're worth, our career not tied to you. You're the sinking ship. What options does Bud have afterwards? Even if he forces his way to fight Charlo, say Castano loses to Charlo and he does a WBA force, it's going to be a purse bid. He'll never make the kind of money he was going to make fighting Earl Spence. His career is attached to one dude. He don't have no other options. They flexing their muscle, letting him know we have options. We're not tied to you. We can go fight the biggest motherfucker in the sport, supposedly, besides Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. That's just what it sounds like to me.
He said a whole bunch of nothing. he said a whole. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Why did you jump off?
I don't know. He said a whole bunch of nothing. The fact of the matter is, Canelo is his own promoter, so he knows what the up to is. I'm not preview to what the up to is. I'm not even gonna say I haven't seen the contract, but the reality is, everybody knows this is factual. It was widely reported. Oscar was ripping him off. Oscar was doing what he do. Canelo said he was robbing him. We all know that shit. All right. Now to get to the 160 million. Canelo knows how to get to the 160 million. I don't know how to get to the 160 million. Don't have a clue. But guess what? It's the same thing on the PBC side. You hit this pay-per-view mark, you get this much. Every contract is up to. Is there a guarantee? Yeah, Canelo has a guarantee too. Floyd had a guarantee of what, 100 million, and he made 300 million. You know, it's an up to on both sides. It's just that PBC told you what the guarantee was. That's all. It's simply that. You know, he came in with guns blazing, but he said nothing. And what else did he say? I want to respond to.
He said a lot.
I don't know what he said. Whatever. Anyways, what's up, Jason?
Good, Frat. Yeah,
you
of course they're gonna shell out the Canelo, cause like they make it. I mean, he made the most money. I mean, unless they was gonna set up that Earl Spence fight and Spence beating, and Spence. And Spence take over. That's the only way I could see that they not gonna sell out for him if that Spence fight come through and he do his thing. But other than that, who else they got to compete with him? Who you think they got?
I mean, Earl needs Crawford. Crawford needs Earl. I don't know why I don't even know why we even talking about who needs who more. Earl has the bigger.
But like you said, you don't think that they're gonna make that fight.
Oh, I do now. I
Why
believe
you feel like that now?
they have no other option. Like I think Spence should get more just based off of, he's bringing
He
more to the
definitely
table.
did more work. I
Yeah,
mean,
and he brings in more money.
Listen, Terrence Crawford. Look, Spence fought a good Sean Porter coming off 4 good fights. Crawford fought a Sean Porter that laid off for at least 13 months. You get what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford faced a Kell Brook who fought at 154, then had to come back down to 147. Earl Spence fought a healthy Kell Brook.
They both fought a Kell Brook that was up in weight though.
But he fought a better fight though with Triple G. And he fought a younger Kell Brook. Who have Crawford fought? He fought a Jeff Horn. Earl fought a Mikey Garcia. I mean, come on. Earl definitely deserved to get paid more, Brody. Yeah. That's the proof is in the pudding.
Earl definitely.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is you can't bring up Kell Brook his weight because they both he did the same thing.
He was weight drained, bro. He was weight drained. Any
older.
He
can say the same thing for Earl. He fought at 160.
How long ago Earl fought Kell Brook?
Bro, Kell Brook went to 160 before he fought Earl Spence.
Bro, but he was a young man. He was young then, bro.
Bro, it don't matter. Don't bring up Kell Brook in this, man. Because you can bring up a whole bunch of other fighters. You can't bring up Kell Brook weight drain, though.
Who have Crawford fought, bro? Let me know. He ain't fight shit in 140 either, bro. He fought a fucked up Jose Benavidez. He fought a Yuri Gamboa. He was always dirt to me. I'm not even gonna hold you.
How many losses did Yuri Gamboa have before?
He fought fucking Ricky. What's the dude name? Ricky. He struggled with Ricky Burns at 126. Whatever the fuck he fought him at.
How many losses? How many losses did Gamboa have?
Huh?
How many losses did Gamboa have
before he fought Crawford? How many losses he got? Who did he beat? Who he beat?
How you ask me a question with a question, brother?
I'm saying, who did he beat for him to be good?
Gamboa
you telling me he good? You telling me he good, bro? Who have Terrence Crawford fight?
Gamboa was on the pound for pounders,
Gamboa beat?
Gamboa Terrence Crawford
beat somebody. Who have he beat? Who have Terrence Crawford beat, bro? Answer that. Answer that. Tell me. You can't tell me, bro. You muted. You muting yourself, bro. Tell me who have he beat. I still ain't hear nothing. Who have he beat at 140 then? He muted now.
Hold on. I'm talking to my daughter right now, bro. Hold on.
Right.
And I need my milk.
Okay, give me a second. Kylie, go back to the living room.
Go ahead, Jason.
I mean, I'm not hearing who Crawford beat.
I mean, Crawford is basically doing what Manny Pacquiao did. And
he ain't doing what Manny did.
He did. He's fighting Floyd seconds. He's fighting Earl seconds.
Come on, Manny Pacquiao fought way more competition than him and better fights.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about he fought Floyd's opponent second. He didn't fight him first.
I see what you saying, Fred, but he still ain't fighting nobody. Pacquiao was fighting factors.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know. I hear what you're saying. You're right.
Stop arguing my common sense. Why are you arguing? You arguing, but you're agreeing with me. Like
what Manny was doing was impressive because of the competition. Though,
I'm not talking about that part of his resume. I'm talking about when fighter A supposed to fight fighter B.
You're right. I agree with you.
He didn't take him first. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But Kyle still can't tell me who have he beat.
But you didn't answer my damn question. How you gonna want me to answer
your question? What was your question?
I said, how many fights did Gamboa lose before he fought Terrence Crawford?
He ain't lose none.
Wasn't Gamboa on the pound for pound list?
I mean, they put anybody in the pound for pound list, man.
Man, I'm asking a question, brother. Was he on there?
I pay attention to champ side pound for pound list before I pay attention to ESPN shit, bro.
My man, was he on the list? Yes or no? That's all I'm asking. Was he on the list?
I don't pay attention to that shit. I look at champ side shit. I look at fresh shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't look at that bullshit.
Nobody had a pound for pound list when Gamboa was on one, bro.
They had Tiafimo on there, and look what happened to him. They had him at like 6, didn't they? Didn't they? Shit, they had Josh Taylor on there. It looked like he lost his last fight.
Whoo! Booker stroke. Anyways.
Yo, I love y'all, man. Keep your head up, man. I enjoy the convo. Yo, matter of fact, can you answer that question though? Who have you beat though before I walk off?
Oh, you say what?
You heard what I said. Who got Terrence Crawford beat, man?
You said he beat Gamboa. He beat Sean Porter.
He said Gamboa.
Nigga, Gamboa was a good fighter, bro. He's still a good fighter. That's why they keep paying this nigga to lose.
He said Gamboa. Man, I hope Gamboa retired.
Hey, listen. I'll tell you this, Jay. Listen. If Gamboa wasn't good at one point in time, he wouldn't have got paid to fight Tank. He wouldn't have got paid to fight Devin Haney.
He's just a good name. You get what I'm saying?
Why is he a good name, nigga? Because he was good.
Man, who he fight?
Man, let's take who he fought.
They built him up to be a good name. They built him up. They built him up good. So now they using him. That's all they doing. Don't nobody care that Ryan Garcia or anybody beat Gamboa right now. That shit still don't prove Tank was a good fighter. That shit still don't prove Devin Haney was a good fighter. So you ain't saying shit.
Oh, you said Tank ain't a good fighter?
I still don't know. Who have he fought?
All right, bro. What that mean?
All right, bro. What? Tell me who have Tank fought. Pedraza? Who have you fought? Nobody. But that's all I gotta say though. Tell Tay to fight Devin Haney. I heard he wanted to fight him. That's gonna prove something at least. But all right, y'all, love y'all, man. Y'all keep your heads up.
Thank you.
This one like my 4th time saying that shit. But I'm out.
Peace. Don't forget Tevin Farmer versus Mickey Bay, May 21st. May 21st. So the guy, so he want to come back in after he left, after he hung up on us and wouldn't let me respond. Now he want to come back in. Why you want to come back in and respond when you hung up and wouldn't let me respond to you? But anyway, go ahead. All you. Go ahead.
I didn't hang up. I had to go get my charger, Fred.
Okay.
Why did the deal with Desmond fall apart? It was a 10-fight, $365 million deal, right, Fred? I mean, I know you too smart to talk back and respond to me, to acknowledge me, but I'm gonna ask you anyway.
No, because you're asking questions that I answered already.
I didn't hear you answer that question, Fred. I didn't even know anyone asked you that question.
I answered it when you asked it after you hung up. I answered
Fred,
it.
you said I said a whole bunch of nothing. I heard that before my phone cut off. So I want to ask you again because see, Fred, if me and you enter into a deal and I got a third party that I'm in the deal with and we got money tied up and halfway into the deal it fall through, you're not gonna be inclined to do business with me again if I come back and say I wasn't in control of my own money. I'm in control of my own money now. So how did the $365 million 10-fight deal fall apart, Fred?
I mean, you're not gonna let me respond anyway. So, Mr. Gumbo, some of you dudes need to record yourselves before y'all come to the barbershop and sound ridiculous clowns. Shaking my head. I told you already. I answered it. You cut me off. I answered it. You cut me off. So I'll let you get your passionate point off. Go ahead.
Fred, you deflected. I ain't said since I asked you.
I'm not deflecting.
How did the deal fall apart, Fred?
I said it 20 minutes ago.
Fred, I'm telling you, I didn't hear it, Fred. I had to go get my charger. How did the deal fall apart?
Man, it's all over the internet. While
Exactly, bro. Exactly. When you say, bro, when you in control of the narrative, when you in control, you can acknowledge the shit or you can talk the shit. But when you're not, you play the smart role. You always the smartest in the motherfucking room, Fred. Always.
I appreciate the condescending remarks.
I bet. And I appreciate how you block my comments. I appreciate how you went to vote for your fucking self when you got a platform to speak from. You got all the answers. You got all the answers, but when a motherfucker hold your feet to the fire, you got an issue.
I don't.
Now you trying to switch up after you was kissing the white man ass on this motherfucker for months.
I'm gonna kiss it again.
It's cool, Fred. I'm glad you're a multi-millionaire ass, petty ass nigga, bro. I hope you raise your kids to be better.
Appreciate it. Why you bringing kids in? Don't ever come back in here ever again. Why you bringing kids in, motherfucker? Go suck a dick, nigga. But anyways, I'll say this. I'm just gonna answer the question. Oscar was the middleman. Let me answer this real quick. Because, hey, Miss T, let me answer this real quick so we can because he just basically wasted our time again. Wasted our time again. Oscar was the middleman. The same way Tank says, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. I just fight whoever they put in front of me. But if you get to Tank, if you talk to Tank privately and in the interview, oh, I'm in charge. I'm the cash cow. I'm not going to say his name because if I say his name, it's going to give him clout. Simple. It's really, really that simple. You know what I mean? And Oscar was the middleman. He said it in so many fucking interviews. Oscar was ripping him off. He said it so many times. He got out of the deal. Then Eddie came on and said, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I just need you to logistically take care of the things that need to be logistically taken care of. I will negotiate my own deal. And that's the deal Eddie Hearn and Canelo have. It's very obvious. It's very obvious. Reynoso is the spokesperson for Canelo now. It's not Oscar De La Hoya anymore. And Oscar De La Hoya was taking money off the top. It's simply that. That's just why do we have to go back and forth and left and right? Oscar was they had a breach of contract with his original promoter in Miami and all this shit. And you know what I mean? It is what it is. No big deal. And then he redid his contract without Oscar. And it looks like it's been going smooth ever since. Simply that. It's no more, no less. That's all it is. What's up, Miss T?
Hey, I had to call back in. Well, you get things stirred up.
I do. I like it too. I like it this way.
Okay, I know that was my man 817, and I don't think he
is he a man? How the hell you gonna bring in someone's kids? You a man? You ain't no fucking man. I'm a 44-year-old man. I'm a 44-year-old man, and you talking about kids. That's personal. When you talk about a man's kids, that's personal. You know what I mean? So don't come back. That's all I say. Listen, I'm gonna say this to everybody. You guys click, I said this on Dr. Inky's, but you click a free button asking me to pay attention to you. You get what I'm saying? Don't come back. Yeah. Don't come back. I don't need you. Shit. What's up? Let me say, go ahead.
What I told you that was most beautiful about your show. Imitation is the best flattery. And you have a lot of people that do their show kind of on how we saw your show is. Don't. I hope that you don't really mean that with 817 because I don't think he said or was saying anything.
No, listen. No, I'll just say this. I don't care at the end of the day.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just had to say that part. But you answer the question. And so like you get people to say why Terrence is suing Bob, trying to make more of it than what it was. It was a breach of contract. If you enter into an agreement with somebody and that somebody whoever, whether they third party, second party, whether it's you and one person, if that person breached the contract, you have recourse. You either can get out the contract or you can sue the person. So we can't be mad that Canelo felt like y'all doing me wrong. So I want out of this shit. And we can't be mad if Bud is suing Bob, say you did me wrong. I want out of this shit. So at the end of the day, Canelo felt like they did him wrong. They didn't stick to what he agreed to, whatever that is. I don't know the particulars, but that's what made him get out the contract. Because whatever we had agreed to and said we were going to do, you guys are now doing something different. I didn't sign up for that. So let me out and let me go on by my way. And that's how I looked at that whole mess, me not knowing every particular about the 365 million deal that he had with the Zone and Oscar at the time, because Oscar was his promoter, working in conjunction with the Zone. As far as that other guy, Jay.
Who's
Kyle,
Jay? Who's Jay?
the one
Oh,
that
Jay
called
just called
before.
in. Yeah, I got you.
Kyle, come on now. I was waiting on hands, pins and needles for you to fucking roast this dude. What was you waiting on, Kyle? I know you was busy with your kids.
That's exactly what was happening, bro. Every time I was trying to respond, listen, I had a gate, right? The kid gate. Nigga, all my kids know how to get down, bro. My daughter, she done let everybody out and shit. She done lift the gate up to let everybody run through. You know what I mean? It's a damn, it's like a, you know how like in Spain where all the bulls run down that alleyway and shit. You gotta jump up. That's how they look. When she lift that damn gate, they get to running. So I couldn't do both.
I feel you was being a father at the time, but I was waiting for you to roast the dude. I clearly, like, I don't know, and I don't mean no disrespect to the guy, but within a minute or so, I was like, he don't know what he's talking about. I was waiting, Kyle. I was living for it. And then Fred, you know how you be saying Fred just don't be caring, he just looking down. Dude, the guy didn't know what he was talking about. He was bringing up stuff that didn't make sense. He, his analogy of how much better Earl did with Sean Porter or it makes sense. You tried to tell him, Kyle, but I just want to say, next time I'm gonna need friends. I'm gonna need you to roast who you gotta roast too.
Roast who I gotta roast too. Man, I just digress and get into a comfortable space and what I mean, just be quiet when they go at it.
Kyle, next time he call, I'm gonna need you to be on point.
Listen, man, if you give me a better baby gate,
oh man, you know what I mean? Shit.
I feel you was being father at the time. I can't.
Yeah,
I
these
can't
kids, listen, Miss T, these kids, they done got smart, man. So
they always
my daughter,
they smart
she done figured out how to knock the damn thing over.
And look, Kyle, what about the stuff you don't know she done figured out? But I feel you. I was living for it. I was on pins and needles. I said, Kyle's gonna get him. Oh, Lord. But
it's hard when a motherfucker ain't trying to answer. It's hard when a motherfucker answer your question with a question, though. It's like you ask a motherfucker something, they ask you something.
Do you feel like he ain't know nothing?
In a sense, but it's like people act like Gamboa was absolutely ass. They act like that motherfucker was never good or some shit.
Not in when he fought him, that was a good fight, right? He was
a good fucking fight, bro.
That was 50 Cent's fight at the time, right?
Exactly.
He was a good fighter.
Remember,
he was undefeated.
That's how he keep getting them fights, Fred.
Who?
Gamboa. You know how he keep getting them fights? They owe him money still. They still they owe him money.
Yeah, they do. They signed an option on the Devin Haney fight, on the Devin Haney and Tank fight. So he has options. So he had options on this fight. I know what that contract looks like, word for word. I do. I know it. Yeah, word for
I
word.
just thought about that shit, dog.
They have options on it. Yeah, I knew that. They jumped in on the Devin Haney sweepstakes, and anyways, I'll anyways, go ahead.
Gamboa is inadvertently an investor in the PBC.
No, he's not an investor in the PBC, but he tried to make the deal without Al Haymon, and they're like, nah, not so fast, buddy. And so they offered, so they got an option on him because he won a fight, right? He won a fight.
Yeah, he won a fight, and he lost the tank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got an option on that fight. So I forget where the option is, but it's somewhere in there because I read that contract. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I told y'all about Isaac Cruz. Y'all know I was talking about.
I was like, who is that dude? I ain't gonna lie. Hey, boxing wizard, you got to show your face or something, man. You know what I mean? Because I ain't. Nah. If you're a first time B-man, you got to show your face or something because I can't take that chance. You know what I mean? So, but go ahead.
Fred, can we get rid of these narratives about age? You talk. Earl Spence is 32. Terrence Crawford is 34. Just people in general age. I'm just naming them two, not picking them. Try to make no hay out of it. But I cannot stand when I be hearing people saying stuff about people's age. Oh, he fought him 3 years ago when he was younger. The 2 years difference, 2.5. Does that make a difference, friend? Really?
I mean, in boxing, it depends on the type of damage you've taken. You know what I mean? One fight, it could take one fight.
But that's inclusive in the ring as well as out the ring.
Yeah, so we'll never know till fight night if it's age. I mean, Terrence does a great job at taking care of himself.
He do, but this guy Jay, he was like, oh, Sean Porter was younger, or who did he say Kyle was younger? I'm like, what
Kyle chilling. I mean, it's tomato. It's the only fight to make. You know what I mean? It's literally the only fight to make. That's it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get out. It got interesting for a minute. I thought I was watching a fight card.
Yeah.
But I don't think 817 mean no harm.
I don't give a fuck. I don't ask for an apology. Listen, the one thing about me, Fred don't ask for apologies. I don't need no apologies. Stand where you stand. Period.
Fred, I know you
stand where you stand. I'm not. Listen,
I gotta say that, Fred.
What'd you say? I
on
don't
that
care.
level.
Like I'm not that. Anyway. Let's just move on because it in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing.
All right, Fred. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you. Hell, it's not that big of a deal.
I know, Fred.
All right. Thank you, Miss T. And because I'm unwavering on what I believe, I'm not budging on what I believe. So you can passionately call in and disagree. That's what this show is here for. You can passionately disagree and say your spiel, and you're more than welcome to. But it sounded like that was on his chest for a long time because everything was condescending. Whenever a person is 100% condescending, they've been thinking about it for a long time. Kind of like Deacon and Mex yesterday, right? He been wanting to probably tell that to Mex for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, and there's truth when people are talking like that. So you just let it fall. And I've never called him on the phone. I've never asked him for a favor. So I'm going to anything else, Kyle? I got to put some stuff in these boxes. Anything else? I appreciate y'all coming in. Tomorrow is our Friday. And it's our Friday. And I'm picking Bivol. I'm standing by it. I'm picking Bivol. I think Bivol was the favorite, man. I think Vegas got this shit backwards, man. I'm not betting on the fight. Maybe I'll bet $100. I'll bet $100 or something. You know what I mean? Just to,
you might as well just donate that to the to get your hoodie in your in your shorts, man.
Oh, and don't forget, we still have $2,650. Okay, I don't want people to forget. Okay, so now we have a full year, so we can do our award show at the end of the year. I haven't mentioned that in a couple of weeks, so we have $2,650. Okay, that's not going anywhere. I have it. Okay, I just want everybody to know. All right, and I last year we agreed not to use it because it wasn't a full year and nobody fought in this, but now I think we got a full year, so I think it's only fair that we do an award show at the end of the year. You know what I mean? And we got $2,650. We gave Aida $250 for winning finest woman, finest boxer and boxing.
Hey, we're gonna
Finest
have to,
woman
we're gonna have to do a mid pound for pound list for that.
Yeah, so June 30th, 4th of July weekend, 4th of July. That's fine.
July weekend, let's do it.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, that'll be great.
L-Dub sent me some fire.
L-Dub be on it, man. L-Dub is the best at what he does. It's plain and simple. Yeah, he's the best at what he does, man. If y'all should go subscribe and follow L-Dub Boxing, man. In the next in 5 years from now, y'all gonna be like, he's our sources. He's our sources.
Man, I'm saying that shit right now.
Yeah,
listen, I'm man, Fred, I'm be honest with you, man.
Who?
To be real with you, Fred, I'm be honest with you, man.
Uh-huh.
We really are them niggas.
Who's we?
Me and you, nigga.
Oh, why you say that? What's
hey,
up?
You from Fred Barbershop Conversations, huh?
Oh, you still marvel at that? Man, listen.
Hey, listen. Your name carry weight, brother. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I know it does because because even if I'm wrong, I'm still not afraid to be wrong. You got people tiptoeing because they don't want to upset their favorite fighter. You know what I mean? How many media members would say, Earl, I suggest you shouldn't take that fight now? For real, keep it a buck. No, you know what they're going to say? Canelo's ducking. I would say, no, I don't think Earl should take that fight. 17 pounds? When you fought in April at 147 and you move up to 164? I wouldn't take the fight. The same way I was the only one that probably had the courage to tell Deontay, I would have stopped the fight too. Oh, they cheated. No, I would have stopped the fight too. But if I was closer and I saw him land, I said, I was closer and I saw Wilder land that left hook and I'm the trainer and I see 20 more seconds, it was like 20 seconds left in the round, somewhere in there. Maybe I would, but I was in the 100 section. I had too much anxiety that fight. I was on the floor, but it was just too much anxiety. I just went to the 100 section and sat in a sea of whoever's, you know? So, but yeah, I think that's too much to overcome. Earl would disagree with me, obviously, but damn, I wouldn't want to see it. Earl looked great at 47, man. Dominate, be who God wants you to be. Don't go against God's plan. You know what I mean? But that's what greatness is, though. Roy Jones did it. That's what greatness is. I can't speak against greatness, but I would root for Earl. If the fight was signed, I would say, hey, he's an underdog, but I'm going with him. And if an Earl Spence fans say he's the favorite in that fight, they're not being realistic. He's the underdog. Would he be the underdog against Canelo? You don't think so? Are you serious?
Fuck Canelo.
It don't matter. Al Haymon is signing the contract. So why are you saying fuck Canelo? Al Haymon is paying him. Al Haymon pays Spence. Al Haymon pays Canelo.
Fuck him too.
What's this? The black fellas? He's like a mafia guy.
No, fuck all, goddammit.
Yeah, man. In one fight, I think that's a bit too much. I think it would take a year for Earl to get there. Build up to it. Do some catch weight.
They should have gave him 58 million nigga to fight Benavidez.
And then check this out. Canelo ain't gonna sign the fight deal until he cycle off. So not only are you fighting against the weight, you're fighting against a man who's an expert at cycling, an expert at it. I mean, he got the best. He got the best of the best. You get what I'm saying? So Earl is literally up against it. You know,
so about that stuff, he had the best of the best. Boy, got his motherfucking ass beat.
Man, I mean, man, that would be the biggest fight ever. That would be the biggest fight in the history of the Thrill in Manila, Rumble in the Jungle. You can't be better than that. But, I'm talking about people though. People, that would be the biggest fight in American history.
It'd be so many fights in the goddamn crowd.
I wouldn't. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Oh my God. And it will be passionate fights too. Yeah, I would be on the floor anyway, so I wouldn't even be dealing with that shit. I want to. Hey, I wouldn't even. I would be on the floor somewhere. Nah, I ain't.
I was on the floor at the Shakur Stevenson fight.
Right.
Nigga got carted off.
Yeah, he's not fighting Triple. He's fighting Triple G at 168. 168.
Triple G in trouble, man.
See, that's what I say. You can't see if Terrence Crawford was at, I'm gonna switch the play for you. If Terrence Crawford was undisputed at 140, right? And Bob Arum said, "I'll make the fight at 143 against Earl Spence." You know what PBC would say? That's just basically their way of saying, "I don't want the fight," right? Without saying, "I don't want the fight." Asking Canelo to come down to 164 is basically telling, "I don't really want the fight." You get what I'm saying? How is Canelo going to go down to 164 when he got all the tea in China? All the tea in China. But I'll say this, if I'm Earl after he beats Crawford, I believe he'll beat Crawford. I would be preparing, because you got to physically prepare for Canelo. Okay. I'm gonna ask you guys, how long would it take you? Okay, how long do you think it would take Earl to prepare for Canelo? Physically to physically prepare his body. How long?
Call Blu-ray.
No, I'm just asking y'all. Like we're all novice at this.
I'm saying whatever Blu-ray said, that's what I'm gonna say.
I would say a year. I would say at least a year to physically prepare your body and put the weight on and keep your body fat at 7%. I mean, Earl looked like he was at like 3% body fat. I mean, he looked amazing. That's the best Earl looked great. Earl looked great his last fight. He came in at 146.2, you know, and he looked great. You know, my still favorite performance is Chris Algieri. You know what I mean? That shit was.
He was cut the fuck up, dog.
I like that after that fight. 168. So, because Canelo's not fighting him at no catch weight, dog. Come on, let's just be honest. Canelo ain't fighting him at no 164 when he's getting $53.3 million to fight John Ryder. What? How long physically would you take from Earl to gain 21 pounds to get to 168? Well,
CP3 just told Luca ass up.
Oh, it's still on?
No.
You watching the highlights? Yeah, you watching the highlights? Yeah.
I'm watching the highlight, boy. Put that boy in the 10 cycle.
They were up by 21.
Huh?
They were up by 21, so I cut it off. Chris Algieri, though, yeah, that's my favorite fight by Earl. That Chris Algieri fight, he beat the shit out of him. I mean, it's just my favorite fight. It is, man. You think 4 months, Adolfo? Wow. EJ and that, but you don't understand. Fighting weight and walking around weight are two different things. Oh, you went to the game, Josh? Okay. I'm glad you had a good time, dog. Thank you, man. Thank you for stopping through. 2 fights at 54, 2 fights. So 4 fights. So that would take 18 months. I don't think he can go from 147 to 164. Kyle ain't paying attention. Anyways, man, we getting the hell out of here.
Hey,
man.
listen.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking. I think. Man, I'm trying to figure out Roy Jones when he went up to heavyweight.
He said it in my interview. He said he never was the same after that, and he said he knew it. See, and then you carry all that muscle. See, you can't. That can't be 160 pounds of fat. Muscle weighs more than fat, so you got to transfer that power to speed and be agility, be agile. Earl, I want to know what Earl weighs on fight night. Whatever Earl weighs on fight night, that's his most comfortable weight, right? Plus about 4 pounds, because I think 154. So that's a great question to ask Earl. That's a great question to ask her. I don't know these answers, but I would love to have this conversation with him, because it's only right. Whoever next time. Earl is going to be in LA May 14th. I think the media should ask him these questions. Hopefully
Give me a list of questions to ask him.
Yeah. DM me, y'all, and I'll send y'all the questions, and y'all can, because I think because obviously he's on the road to Canelo now, right? This is the road to the Canelo fight. What is the play to get to Canelo in his head? I'm interested in that, because he's gonna tell you, I can fight him next, but there's a science to it. We can't forget about the science to it. There's a science to the speed and the power and the weight. You got to manage that shit. You can't just put weight on and, it don't work. It's like a bench press. You don't get to just 300 pounds. You're capable of bench pressing 300 pounds, but you got to get there. It's a process. It's like training with the 40 time. This guy has the ability to run a 4.340, but you got to work on getting out the gate, your ending, your starting point, how you should start, your arms, all that. So I don't think you can go from 147 to 1. The fight ain't happening at 164, y'all. You can throw that shit away. You can throw that shit completely away. Ain't happening. It has to be the lowest weight it can be is 168. That's it.
I don't see Earl going all the way with that fucking much.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I can't answer this question, but that Earl's trainer and his nutritionist can answer these questions. If Earl's nutritionist and trainer, man, come on and get interviewed, man. Come and get your shine, man. You did a great job last fight. Come in the barbershop and get some shine, because I'm very interested in the science behind this. I don't give a fuck about like, oh, he just put on 20 pounds. He gained 20 pounds. No, it's a difference. It's different. You got to train to fight at this weight. Earl is not training to fight at his walking around weight. His walking around weight is probably 20 pounds over 47, 57. So it's probably 167. That's his walk around weight, right? That's not his fighting weight. So I don't know the science. So any trainer, who would be good at that? Larry Wade. Larry Wade, he's a track coach. He understands speed and quickness and agility and power and all that. That's the only one I know. Blu-ray can explain it. But I can't explain it because I don't know the science behind it. But I think we got to get someone in here to explain that, just so we can understand the difference from a scientific person. You know who could explain that? Victor Conte. Victor Conte can explain that. He the science is the steroids. Oh man, yeah. Canelo got popped doing that. So, but
was he with Snack?
Yeah, DJ said 8 months. DJ said 8 months. So the range is
man.
Huh?
I said, where the hell DJ at?
Yeah, he in the chat. He said 8 months. Someone said 4. Adolfo said 4 months, and someone else said 4 fights. 2 at 154, 2 at 160. That's about 18 months to 2 years. They fighting twice a year, right? And Canelo and Earl are the same age. They're both 31. They live great lives. Earl don't walk around at 75, 80 no more. He changed that shit. Earl still got, I saw he took a picture with a fan. He still got the cheekbones in his face. So Earl's still in great shape. You know what I mean? Earl's still in great shape. So that's where I stand on it. Scientifically, get the 168. Don't just do it like a nigga in the park. You know what I mean? Kind of like they do the like how they did the football players in college. Just eat some potatoes. Just eat some potatoes, nigga. You'll gain weight. Eat some steak and potatoes, you know, and don't do cardio. You know what I'm saying? That's what they used to tell the offensive linemen. Get your weight up. But it's a science. That's why did you read that thing that's going, did you watch that video that's going viral about the offensive lineman in the NFL and obesity? Yeah, because it wasn't a science to it in the 80s and the 90s. Now there's a science to gaining weight where they have measurables with your body fat, your blood, they can check your urine and stuff like that, so they know how you're putting on the weight, you know. So anyways, man, I appreciate y'all, man. This was a good show.
Well, Fred, keep your foot on these suckers next. I'm about to start saying nigga again, man, because Deacon came in here cussing and fussing, man. I'm about to start saying shit.
Facts.
You know. In the words of the philosopher DB Fredro.
This nigga froze on Fredro.
Oh,
you got me, dog. Oh man. Oh man, you got me. Boy. You got me, man. Big Coop, appreciate you, man. K-Dub, pugilist. Yeah, he said he's killing himself to make 47. Man, I'm telling you, this is an Earl Spence question. He knows his body better than me. I could be 100% wrong. I could be 100% wrong with this. Earl could be like, man, I can make 168 my next fight easy. Derek James could say, I can make the next fight easy. Fred is just too pragmatic. Fred is just too, maybe I'm too vanilla. I could be wrong. I'm being honest. I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking methodically. You know, Earl is a superhero. You know what I mean? He's God gifted. So, I mean, that's just, I could be 100% wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? The messenger. Appreciate your real commander, K-Dub, off strength. The real, hey, Mr. Vegas, KJ, Big Chop, unbiased boxer, the messenger, Brian G. Let me turn this down while we talk. It was people telling Roy Jones, no, don't do it. Reconsider. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up winning, but it cost him his career. He got beat by Glenn Johnson, dog. He got beat by Glenn Johnson twice, right?
Yeah, look at that.
That's what he looked like. I was like, Glenn Johnson? Shout out to Glenn Johnson, though, man. You don't think he'll get past Charlo? That's interesting. I don't think Charlo was that good. He's been struggling his last fights. He hasn't knocked anybody out, hasn't knocked anybody down. So I'm good. He said if EJ work out with the TCU this summer, he'll gain the weight easy. Yeah, I don't know how to gain the weight. I'm not an expert at that. I'm just an expert on, I guess, common sense. I don't know. But we'll see. It's a great conversation because I know there's extreme personality. There's extreme opinions on both sides. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the next 2 weekends.
Yeah, we got some good fights these next 2 weekends. Shout out to boxing. Al Haymon got
not this weekend, the next 2 weekends.
No, but Charlo got Charlo, Castano, Jaron Ennis. Great fights, right? Great fights. And then you have, I think Canelo Bivol is a great fight. I got Bivol as the favorite. How weird is that? You know?
No.
Because the devil is a lie, yeah. I'm telling you the truth, yeah. It's all. Appreciate y'all, man. See y'all tomorrow night. It's our Friday. Appreciate y'all.